This is Lee with 82 Game and 12, and we're back with another video of Eylau 1807. This is a Sound of Drums game designed by Uwe Walentin, and it's part of their Battles of Napoleon series, and this is volume 1. And let's see, this is video 24 or 25. Well, you know, with the information that I put along with the video. So I suggest you go check out Sound of Drums. We develop and publish thrilling historic board games, and you can find out more about them at soundoddrumsgames.com. That's where all their other links are at, and I'll put this information in the notes on the video there. And the dice, okay, I'll just show you the dice over here. These were designed specifically for this game, and so you have 2 blue, 2 green, and they have the coat of arms on the 6 side with Eylau 1807 on it. So those are kind of neat. Those are chess-6 dice. You can see that they're rounded. They have a very smooth roll, and if you've seen my other videos, I have a lot of chess-6 dice. Okay, I've actually got there's a set there, plus I've got 3 more there that I'm actually giving away, and the details for that will be in the last video. So go to chess6.com and check out, see what they got. A variety of dice, some tabletop accessories, and they also have a few games, so give them a look. And we're getting right to the game here. These big dice that you see here, they're just there to help hold down my plexiglass that I actually need to throw away because it's gotten too dingy and it's cracking in multiple places. So now the last activation we had was the French. The French had the last activation, and they had the last 2 before that. So I use this dice here to keep track of how many of the same colored blocks that I've pulled in a row. And you're not allowed to have more than 3 activations in a row. And we've had 1 red simultaneous fire. That's what that block's for. And if we look up here, we can see that the French have really had more activations so far. Total activations was pretty close. I think it was like 14 to 12, something like that. So if we take a look there, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This should be with the guards. Oh, that's good. So we got 10 activations by the French, and the Russians have had 7. So not too far difference. Now the big difference is the army fatigue. The Russians here at the top, the black blocks represent 10 army fatigue points, the gray 1. So the Russians have 72, while the French have, let's see, that's 107. Okay. And something I wanted to I guess clarify was in I think it's video 15 that I did give Golitzin's Center Cavalry a move order. And what I did on the chart over here is I turned over the wrong order. Okay, so here's center artillery, and I think I must have just saw the center. This should have been stayed a defend. Okay, this one over here should have been moved, a move. Okay, so I'll put the move here, and there should be I got to put a defend here. So I'm going to do that. You've got to be conscious of which one you're actually changing, especially when you have similar identification words. Center, there's center, of course, on there twice, and I guess I just saw center and I flipped it over, and they're both green, but I should have paid more attention, I guess, in what I was doing, and so I don't have to go back and move those units back. I went back and I found it in the, like I said, video 15, the start of, it must have been the start of the 1 o'clock turn during the preparation. I call it the preparation phase. It's just one of the phases of the sequence of play. So I am okay with having moved those units, so I don't have to move anything back like I did in the last video when I was activating Davu's 2nd Division and they were attacking when all they have is move orders. So that's one thing about when you have videoed your game turns, then you can actually go back and check to see this or that. So, but anyways, and I moved. It fell. I moved the box over here so that I could actually got a light here, lamp here that man, what's going on here with my stand? I'm trying to create a little bit more light. See what happened to my focus. There it goes. It's out of focus. And the noise in the background, sorry I can't do anything about that. As I've said before, I live in Texas. And at this time of the year, we've got 100-degree temperatures plus. Although I guess with the hurricane going on, we've had a couple of cooler days and rain. So, but I don't live anywhere near the coast. I live up close to Oklahoma. But I have window units, and so it's kind of loud, I know. But as I said, there's really not anything I can do about that. Possibly if I was to excuse me, get maybe a microphone, that would pick up more of my voice instead of that noise in the background. But I think the noise in the background would still be there. So all right, let's we got to pull a new cube. If you want to know what's happening, then I suggest you go back and take a look at the prior video and see what's happening. Now, Napoleon, one of his tactics, battle tactics, was to pin his opponent and hold them in place, and then bring another corps or more, okay, to attack the flank and basically turn that flank, and then of course that's going to end up causing the enemy to retreat drastically or to be annihilated. And Napoleon was attempting to do this. He was using Davout to suddenly come out of nowhere and attack the Russian left. But it didn't succeed. And at the present moment, it doesn't look like it's succeeding too well in this battle either. Now, that doesn't mean things can't change, because if you look behind in the rear of the Russians, there's not much back there. You know, the French are the same boat, but you know, at the present time, their flank's not really being attacked. They're the ones doing the attacking. Now, you do have the center cavalry here with Golitzine, but he was right there. So let's draw a cube and get started here. We will, at the 4 o'clock hour, have Lassalle's division of cavalry come in up here through Althoff. So that's going to happen. And I've already talked about what the Russians plan to try to do to slow that down. So let's get started here and find out what our next cube is. It cannot be blue. So, oh, well good, we got a green. So, and let's see what do we want to do here? I guess we could move Golitzine, okay, back there. Or we could possibly do something else here. If we take a look, the Prussian Corps have already had 2 activations. The 4th Division have had 2. Bagelvat has had 1, which we really didn't want to attack with him to start with. But I was wanting to actually have him go to hold so he could possibly gain some strength back. Center cavalry, I could actually move them again. I could attack with the right wing cavalry, but they've already attacked once, so they would now be attacking tired, which puts them at a disadvantage. I do have a few units that are not tired, but that I'm just thinking here. Let's see what the Russians still have quite a bit left here. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes. So old Baggy I may have to do something with him. I think that may be what we want to do. I think we may want to look over here at old Baggy here. But let him possibly do something. I don't know. He doesn't. He's taken so many losses that. Ooh, those Lancers haven't done anything yet. Thing is, he's lost. I guess he's lost all of his artillery. So. If you're playing, I guess if you're playing face to face with someone, you can use a timer. Just say, okay, you got this much time to decide, what you're going to do. Instead of, playing, and I could put a timer on myself and say, okay, this is what you got to do. And when it comes down, the timer expires, then you got to then immediately put your cube down on whatever division you're going to activate. And face to face, you're focused just on one side. This is where I think really having multiple players would even enhance more the strengths of this game, because you could have so many people involved. You could have one person for every division. More than likely you'd want to have one person have control of it, 2 or 3 divisions, but this could be quite interesting. You have someone being the overall commander, and then giving them written notes about what they want them to do, and then they don't necessarily they have to follow the order, but not actually in the way that the overall commander wants. So which did happen many times. And of course the commander has to decide really based on he's there. He's got the eyes on everything. So I think I really want to start by putting pressure on the French the French right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I want to get that out of the way. I want to move Golitzin's cavalry. So that's where I'm going to put that's who's going to activate. And so they have a movement reduced by 2 because it's their second activation. So, okay. So I'll start here. So they've actually got 9. So 1, 2, 3, because it went down slope. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then here we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just like that. We have these guys here, the Dragoons. They only have a movement of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These Hussars have a movement of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another some more Dragoons, reduced by 2. Now at, there we go. What's going on? So they are now reduced to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Goldzine, I'm going to move 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to move there. And these guys here were actually out of command. But now, when you're out of command, you can move to get into command. So, as long as you move to get into command. So, they have a movement of 9, which now becomes 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, that puts them in command now. 7, or this guy's 9 becomes 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. These two units are not going to get into command. But so they're just going to have to move to get there. This unit has a movement of 7 minus 2 is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as far as they can go. These cuirassiers, same thing. 7 becomes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's as far as they can go. So that activation is finished. So we come back and we draw another cube. And it's another Russian activation. So now we can go with one of our other options, which, okay, let's see, 5th Division. I think 5th Division, I've changed them to hold. So we have 4th Division, 2nd Division, is in defend. 4th Division is attack. They've got one more. I could activate them again. I could activate the Prussian Corps again. But the Prussian Corps basically all I'm going to be doing with them is moving. I can move my infantry and let's see. I have one cavalry unit, but of course -4. He can only move 3. So this is what I'm looking at over here. I'm looking right here at what's happening right here with possibly activating stock again. We have these 2 guns batteries here, and then Lestock is sitting on infantry. Which way they're facing? Two cavalry regiments that that are not tired. This you really want to save for infantry. But of course there's not any infantry over here. So you know what? Somnov here is going to activate again. So I'm acting Somnov. This will be his third and final activation with this hour. So infantry and artillery have a movement reduction of -2. So okay, we are in his flank. So the other thing is, see, this unit here is taken just one. So this unit here is going to go out of square. Okay. One, so that's one out of square. Okay, which he already starts at -2. Okay, because of the third activation. So we're going to start with 2, 3 for changing out of square, changing to column. 4. So he can't get in there. So I got to leave him like that. He can't get where I want him to get. Okay. All right, so here, this guy will just have to go. So he's going to go 1, 2. Okay, he starts with -2 anyway, so we'll start 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So he goes to there. What do we got here? Tell you what, the guy on the bottom is going to move into there. Okay, starts at 2. Uphill is 3, 4, and then 5, 6 for moving adjacent. So now that becomes Russian, and that's worth 5. It's not -5, but worth 5. This unit stays here. So if I go over here, I have to take 5. There it is, 5. And it goes to the Russians. That's how that works. So, okay. See what we got here. This guy is going to move up here too. So that's going to be 1 uphill, 1 for the space, 2 for moving adjacent to French, and then 2 for third activation. So that's a total of 6. Just want a little bit more strength up there. And since they're both, okay, now that they're in, that's a village hex, I've got to turn them over so that they're in what's known as general order. Okay, I didn't do that. So when they move into that village hex, it doesn't cost them any movement points to change to general order. It's just automatic. All right, this unit here, of course, stays in square. He's there. I guess what I want to do, these guys here, of course, wouldn't be able to move very far, but I could flip them. So that cost, okay, they're already at 2, so 3, 4. Thing is, I can't activate them again, so this turn, this hour, so I'll just leave them like they are. But Somne is going to move in here with this unit. So, all right. So now we're ready to go to the assault phase. So I need to identify my assaults, who's doing what. Okay, so we've got this unit going here. Oops. And we've got this unit is going here with this unit. This unit here, of course, does not want to attack. So, we're actually not going to have any defensive fire because, of course, we're in the flank of this unit. This is in line. So, this is his 2 front hexes. And here, of course, this guy's pointing the other direction. So, things are not going to probably turn out too well for the French. All right, let's start up here with the red versus the green, or the green versus the red. We've got a strength of 9 and a leader. There's not a lead or green. Okay. Attacking, we've got, let's see, we've got 4 on the bottom. Top unit has 4, so that's 8. So that's going to be, it's going to be 1-to-1. Okay, so 1-to-1. Nobody's elite, or the defender's not elite, not green, not Russian. They are, though, under defense orders. 2nd Division is in defense. That's a +2. Okay. Not being attacked by more than 1 hex. Being attacked through the, assaulted through the flank, though. So that's -3, so we're at -1. And we have square, line being attacked by column, so that's another -1. So now we're back to -3. No, -2. The assaulting unit isn't green or elite. Okay, now we do have that leader, so that's going to be that's going to be a +2. So I think we're going to be at 0 now. And just make sure. No, I think it's -1. Let's see. +2, -3, -1, and then -1. Yeah, so it's just going to be straight up. All right, so, and according to the 1.4 rules, during with the assaulter charges, if a 2 dice 6 result is less than 8, the assaulted charged unit loses a step and retreats. So we got an 8. So with an 8, they stand. They hold, in other words. Not stand, but hold is the term. So, all right. We're going to have to get better odds. And now here, this unit has only got 2, strength of 2. And here we've got strength of 3. And then where Somnov is at, we've got 4. And let's see, top unit has -2. So that's 3, that's 7. When I say 3, that's 10. 10, that's 4 to 1. That's going to be -3. Nobody's elite. Defender's not green or Russian. Let's see. They do have defend. So that's +2. So now we're at -1. They're attacked from more than 1 hex. It's -2. They're attacked through the rear. So that's -4. Assaulting units. Oh, wait a minute. We also have a line being assaulted by a column. So that's a -1. That's now -5. Plus a -1 for the leader. So we're at -6. Which means they're going to have to take a loss. And retreat. So, I mean, when you have -6, the highest I can roll is a 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. That's less than 8. So, and then of course they have to move 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they could actually go 1, 2, 3. Couldn't go there. 4. And they were pointing that way. And of course I can move someone in here. I really want to keep this guy here too. Well, even if he moved here, he can still attack there, so okay. Yeah, but we're going to turn like this. Alrighty. Somnov is finished. That's all he can do this hour. He's already activated 3 times. right, so let's move over here. We'll activate another division, and it's green again. So this is going to be the third in a row. And so what we have in the cup now, 2 green, 3 blue, 1 red. So the next activation must be either blue or red after this one. So baggy, it's either baggy, which I could move the center cavalry again. They're going to be at -4, but then that really gets them into position to you know, be able to do something against how come that's so, I don't know. Okay, so let's activate them again. We're going to come over here and we're going to activate we're going to activate Golitzin's cavalry again. This will be their last activation. So here he is, and with this, see, we're in move order. So the only restriction we have is we cannot move adjacent to an enemy unit. Okay. So one thing I want to do, I can get these Cossacks up around behind Gudin's division. Cossacks can attack the rear, okay, or flank of the French infantry and artillery, just not the front. So let's get these guys. These guys, they have 11, okay, -4, so they have 5. So let's see, here we go, 1, 2, okay, and then downslope is well, let's go ahead and do it this way. Okay, so we start with 4, okay, that way we're just counting up to what they actually have. So 4, 5, 6, downslope is 7, okay, then we go 8, 9, this turn, 10, 11. And I guess, yeah, we can just stay like that. Okay, this one here can move, same thing. They can move a total of 7. Okay. So he starts at 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, went down slope, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So Golitzin maybe. Golizan. I wonder what that pronunciation is. He really wants to be positioned somewhere over here, so that he still has command range of the unit. So they want to really exploit that open flank that is created, but at the same time they want to cut off any more movement of the French up this road, okay, going north. Okay, so let's go. We got this unit here, okay, these Hussars, okay, they have 9, so they start, we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is fast as they can go. Okay, here we've got the same thing. So start at 4, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right here, start at 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9. Now, of course, this unit is in that village, so the cavalry's not going to be able to exploit that due to the fact that he's in that. They've got to move around behind. So here we start with they only have 7. So 4, 5, 6, 7. This unit 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we've got a couple over here that you can just barely see. Same thing, you know, they don't have much to work with right now. So, okay, so they got a movement of 7. So we start at 4. Downslope is 5, 6, 7. Didn't move very far. Here, 7 movement as well. So downslope. Okay, we start at 4, so 4, 5, 6, 7. They couldn't go down slope right there. So again, I just want to really give kudos, applause to Marc Van Marshall for his map encounters. This is just a beautiful map. And you're looking at an off-white, gray, and black. That's the color that you have. Of course, you have multiple shades of gray. But you're looking at a landscape that was covered in snow. So, and this depicts that very well. There's a lot of maps, map designers with a lot of talent in this industry. And I'm grateful for that, because a map can really make or break a game, you know, and whether or not people want to play it. You know, if you're having trouble understanding the terrain or even just looking at it, and some of the I guess it'd be the 80s, I guess, maps were horrendous. And of course they were, I guess, working with what they had. But you know, you had some people that were, even back there in the 80s, they were making some really nice looking maps, but I think they were hand drawn instead of relying on just, you know, a computer program. And computer programs have been really improved over the years and have made it so much easier. And the I don't know what the proper term to use. Art, I guess, the art industry. I don't know what the term is that you would use for these individuals that provide the gamers with such wonderful maps. All right, so Golden Zine has finished his activations. He's had 3, and now let's see here. I didn't move Golden Zine. I could have moved him, and you know, he's not gonna have the he's not gonna be in control of Cossacks. Well, he could. Yeah. Okay, so if we limit his movement, I think he's, let's see, leaders, is it 12? Reason I want to say 12, but yeah, 12 movements. So he would have 8. I don't think he can reach. No, I don't want to put him out there. So I think I'll just leave him. I think I can move him. I'll move him right there. All right, so that's all of that. Now we go to the next activation, and it has to be either blue or red. So, and it's blue. And the third division still has an activation left. So but they're going to be limited in their movement. So I mean, I don't know. Let's go this way. We got artillery right there. That's going to be in danger. But I'm going to activate Udine. So okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got this unit here. Okay. I'm going to turn him like so, and he's going to move. So he starts with 2 less movement potential. So he's at 2. He goes 3, 4, 5. And then I'll put him 6 right there. Okay. Now this unit here, I'm going to take him. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll leave him there. Let's see this guy. I'll take this guy. This guy who's going to turn can't see because I got my big hand in the way. Okay, so this unit here, this battalion, I'm going to turn him, and now he's moving out of there. So as he moves out, okay, he's being fired on, okay, by these guys. Okay, that's opportunity fire. Okay, so that's going to be they're in column, so their strength is going to be 2. Okay, and the modifier is going to be infantry firing against infantry in column, +1. 5, 6, no effect. All right, so we can freely turn, and now we're leaving. Okay, so we start off with 2, okay, used movement potential due to the 3rd activation. So 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so that's where he's at. We don't need to go to square against those Cossacks because they can't attack our front. And then we're going to turn this artillery piece like so that we can fire on if we get a okay, let's see what we got here. Who is this? Oh, that's 3rd Division. What do we got here? Do we have 2 cannon here? Yeah, okay. All right, so I want to take also, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 3rd Division, so I want to take him out of his square, okay, and put him into column. So he starts off with 2 being used, 3 to change formation, 3, 4, and then we go down here is 5, 6 down that slope. Okay, the next thing I want to do, no I don't. Okay, I was going to move this square up here, but I think I'm going to leave him down. Okay, so that, okay, that completes what I want to do. So, all right, that activation's over. All right, let's draw us another cube here. And it's red, which means we are now going to do the simultaneous fire combat from one side of the board to the other. And that leaves even 2-2 in the cup. Now the last 2 will not be used. So, okay, now I think I'm gonna have to all right, so we're start over here, and the French have the initiative. So I'll start with them. And we have those two batteries. Is it two batteries or just one? I think there's a, yeah, okay, so it's just one. And they're gonna fire right there. Okay. A hex side, one hex side does not block line of sight. So they're able to fire there. So that's a range of 2. So it's times 2, so we're at 4, strength of 4. And there's no other modifiers, so it's just a strength of 4. So we're gonna have to have at least a 9. We got a 6, okay. So, okay. So then we look here. You know, these guys can turn. But I don't believe, well, they could fire here because that's open, so they will. So I was just thinking about here. I think they could fire. They could fire here. No, I don't think they can fire here because this unit here is blocking. It's just not this hex side. See, it's not even going down the middle of their. See this fire line. The fire line is going through here, so they could fire here. Okay, but of course they don't want to. They could fire at the infantry units that are there. I don't think I could fire here, even though this is at a higher level. If we look at the rules, the line of sight rules are so simply explained that it's difficult to get in an argument about whether or not you can see this or that. If the target is on a higher level, the line of sight is blocked if the blocking terrain is closer to the firing unit. Okay, so this is blocking. Okay, another unit is blocking. So since this unit's directly in front, can't fire there. But can fire even if, say, they turned, okay, which they did. They could turn one vertex. Here they got clear line of sight here and here. So either one of those targets. Now this here, it actually has infantry underneath, so that's who they would be firing at. But we're going to fire at this because they would be in line. We're not really getting any benefit there. But here we've got a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's just foot artillery. Range of 4 just going to be times 1, so we're going to have just going to be a strength of 4. Okay, no modifiers, so we're going to need a 9, and a 3 didn't get it done. All right, let's take a look, see what's next, which is going to be this battery here, which is firing right here. All right, so that's 2. times 2 is 4. So again, gonna have a 9 or more to do anything. 5, nope. So we move on down, looking for other possible. Now, when you start the simultaneous fire segment, you're allowed to get to it. Of course, you have to have attack, defend, hold, or move orders. All the fire happens simultaneously. I think it's over on the fire and combat where it talks about being able to yeah, it says at the beginning of a simultaneous fire segment, the player who has the initiative starts executing fire combat with one of his eligible units. The player who fires first selects an eligible unit on the either extreme flank. Well, I'm not finding it right now, but I've talked about this multiple times that you can rotate or shift one vertex your firing unit. So, but I think you would normally do that at the beginning. You know, go through and do that with any of your units, and then you would start the fire phase. That way, you know, units are not allowed to, you know, change their, because this all happens simultaneously. The fire's going all across the, you know, it's not happening down the line. So when one unit is hit and destroyed, you know, I want to change I want to go to another target. You know, that's kind of gamey. So you would do that all, you know, one time. And that's what I should do, is I should actually go through here and say, okay, you know, this is where we're going to fire here, you know. All right, so I'm actually going to go, you know, I could go here. Okay, but of course, he's not, he's in square. Okay. These guys being in this obstructed terrain, you know, unless you're firing with, unless you're in line, okay, you're not going to be able to do any damage. So let's just go ahead and go with this unit who's going to fire here. And so we've got 4, and these are light. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be times 1. No other modifiers. We're going to have a 9. Got a 6. That's a miss. The artillery unit beside does not have any targets. Okay. So then we move on to other things. So I'm going to start here with Lavelle. He's going to fire here. Okay. He's got a strength of 9. He's in line. He can use it all 4 against these guys here. 4 times 2, because he's in line, is 8. Okay. And +1 due to the fact that the target is in column. 4, 5. I don't think that's going to be enough. With 8, yeah, it's not. Missed an opportunity there. So, all right, now there's multiple units that are going to fire at Lavelle now. So we've got those guys. Of course, those guys and these guys. So let's close in. All right, now Lavelle is in column. Line. But this guy's attacking you through the flank. So that's actually going to be as if he was in column. So that's going to be a +1 for the blue. Blue against the red, we've got a strength of 2, +1. 10, +1 is 11. That's going to be a hit. So that'll be their first hit. All right, so now let's go with the green. Green, that's just going to be straight up 2. Gotta have, gonna have to have an 11. Rolled an 8, that's not enough. Okay, now the black unit is firing here. It's firing into his rear, so there's not going to be the +1. He still looks like he's in line from that angle. 10, he needs an 11. He didn't get it. All right. So they did get 1 hit. So, oops. All right, let's pull out a little bit. Let's see. We can go. This unit that's in the units that are in that obstructed terrain. They're only going to have a strength of 2, but they can fire at these guys in square and get a positive modifier. So that's going to be a +1. So strength of 2 +1. 6, 7, 8 is not enough. So you don't have concentrated fire. Is what the deal is. Okay, firing out of villages. You know, your men are all stationed in all these random places or defensive positions, and so their fire is not concentrated. It's like kind of independent, limited fire. Okay, all at one area. So the fire is spread out, so it's not as effective. Let's see here. Okay, I do have these guns right here. Pull it back down here a little bit. So I've got these guns here. Oops. Dadgummit. Oh. It's my hands. I've got shaky hands here. Okay. And let's see here. It doesn't really matter who we fire at. They're in column. But let's fire at this unit here. It's got the leader. We might hit the leader. So we've got 4 strength, 2 batteries firing. So that's going to be times 2 at a strength range of 2. So we're going to be at 8 strength. They are in column. So that's actually going to be a +2. Okay. Ooh, 12. I rolled the double eagles. So that's going to be 14 at a strength of, I said 8, strength of 8. 14, that's going to be 3 hits and an asterisk. So then we have to roll to see if Somnov is killed. Rolled at 1, so he's okay. But they do take 3 hits. So, okay, so this top unit is eliminated. Okay. Which now will cause a stand roll later on. I'll do that at the very end. And that's actually going to be multiple guys here. They're going to have to roll. All right. That's why you stack your artillery. Okay, so he's fired. All right, so now we're going here. And we've got several targets here. I'm going to fire there. And I don't think they can, because the blocking terrain, well, it's not really blocking. Yeah, if the target is on the lower, it would have to be closer to, has to be closer to the, if the target is on the lower level, the line of sight is blocked. If the blocking terrain is closer to the target, so it's closer to the firing unit, so they can fire there. So that's a strength of 8. Heavies, 1, 2, 3. Times 2 is 16. Plus 1 for being heavy. So 7 plus 1 is 8. It's 2 hits. I think he's gone. I think that just destroyed that unit. I think. Maybe not. No? Okay. I was thinking he had more hits than that. I guess that's this other unit. Alright, so he's taken 2. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this one here. Same thing. Same target. Still, see, strength of 7. Okay. Times 2 is 14. Okay. Plus 1 for being heavy. Ooh, 12 becomes 13. Let's see, 7, 13. That's going to be 2. So now he's going to be sitting at 6. Nope, wrong one. Okay. All right. All right, so that's a strength of 6. And see, it's equal distance. It's like, okay, 1 hex, equal distance, so they can still fire at that target. So that's going to be a strength of 6, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be times 2, so we're looking at 12. Okay, now they are hitting the flank. So now that's going to be plus 2. Okay, for infantry. Okay, and the line is such an angle that it's like a column. So that's plus 2, plus 1 for heavy, so plus 3. I got 8 becomes 11, and I said that's 6, that's 12. 11, okay, that's 2 more hits. So they are now at 8, almost annihilated from those guns, just hammering them. All right, so we've got these guns here, a backup, that I'm going to fire with, okay? But, of course, they're not going to be effective. These can, but this one here, this battery, single battery, even though they're firing at a strength of 2 and a range of 2, that's only going to be a strength of 4. And they don't get any positive modifiers. They're going to be negative. It'll be a -3, and we're at what, 4? So I'd have to get a 12. So I guess I could roll it anyways. If I get a 12, it's a hit. Okay, I rolled a 7. So, but the unit adjacent here. Sorry, I'm not firing over there. Firing here at this unit in the village, an Eylau, some would say. All right, so here we have a strength of 4, range of 2, so that's 8. Okay, we got a -3 on our roll. We rolled a 10, which becomes a 7, which, no, it's not effective. So at least we tried. Okay. Let's see. Well, this unit here can fire. Okay, if you're in a village, you're in general order, all around facing, front facing, so they can fire here at this cavalry. We've got a strength of 2. Okay. Rolling 11. That's exactly what they needed. So this cuirassiers here took a hit. You know, and I think I had a unit retreat earlier, and I did not roll for the stand. This unit retreated, and it should have had. I think this unit possibly should have rolled. My mistake. My mistake. So, okay. So now these smoke markers help to keep track of who has fired and who hasn't in this simultaneous fire. It's really kind of a nifty idea of determining who's fired. All right, so now we want to use this artillery here against these cuirassiers. And here I think we only have, yeah, it's just that. Okay, but both units are able to fire. So this unit here is in line, but they've only got 1 unit left. So, but they do get to fire separately. Let's go ahead and do the we'll do the artillery that's on the top there. So strength of 2, adjacent is times 4. So that's going to put it strength of 8. 6, that's not enough. And then the unit underneath is in line. It's just 1 unit. So it's times 2. So it's 2. 8's not enough. So should have possibly got something out of that. All right, now that unit in square can fire, strength of 2. 8's not enough. And let's see here. All right, let's move around. Start moving around to this other side, which means we can bring some light into here. So I've got this artillery here that I'm going to fire with. See, I can turn here like this, and I can fire here at this unit in square. These units are on a lower level. Okay, so they're not blocking terrain. There's no blocking terrain. So we've got a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, strength of 2. 5 is still times 1, so we're at a strength of 2, but we get a plus 4 because they're in square. So that's 9 plus 4, that's a 13. So even though we have a strength of 2, 13, that's going to be a hit. That's the danger. That's the danger of being in square. Is if there's any artillery around, you're an easy target, as illustrated right there. You know, if you were paying attention over here when I was using my artillery that's not stacked with a strength of 2, I didn't get any results. Okay, one thing, I wasn't firing against a square, but when I am firing against a square, even a strength of 2, okay, artillery can cause casualties. So, all right. So now we go to, I think, the end of this cuirassier here with Dehopul. Dehopul. So they're going to be obliterated. All right, so that's a strength of 8 there. And they could fire, let's see here. They turn like this. Okay, there's no need to fire both batteries at the Dehopul. So we're going to fire one battery. We'll do the bottom one. Okay, that's a strength of 8. I mean 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, and we get a +1 for heavy. That's 10, 11. It's 16. 11 is 3 hits plus an asterisk. So does Dehopul get injured or taken out? No, I rolled a 1. So he's going to, I'm going to move him back there. So this unit's destroyed. And let's see, I had another unit that was destroyed. Oh, the Russians got to give the French a cube. So basically, no, they don't give the Russians a cube, they just lose a cube. So both of them are losing a cube because we had 2, the Russians lost a unit earlier, right over here where I have all these cubes. So I didn't take their army fatigue cube. All right. Dehopul almost lost his life there. Let's put him under the smoke marker. Okay. The other battery is going to fire there. Okay. Range of 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be times 1. So that's going to be 4 plus 1 for being heavy. Got 10 becomes an 11. That's a hit. So they take a hit. And of course I could have moved. That's the thing. See, I could have moved. I could have evaded. And got away from that just right there. You know. And I didn't evade. See, this unit here could have evaded. I could have pulled him back here. And he wouldn't have been fired on these guys. He would have still been fired there, but I didn't pull him back. And same thing with Dehopul. I could have pulled him, say, when he adjusted, then I could have pulled over here and been out of his range of fire. So, but I'll leave it as it is. Okay. Now this unit here is going to evade, and of course he's just going to drop back there now. So, okay. And this unit here is finished firing. So that's something you can do, is the cavalry can evade prior to fire combat. So I should have done that, and I didn't. But there we are. Okay, but we still have other units to fire here. And of course, we can fire with these guys and hit these guys. Okay. So what we have here is we've got a strength of 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be times 2. That's going to be 16. And we get a +1 for being heavy. And I don't think I added the +1 earlier. Did I? Maybe I did. Okay, so that's 5, 6. What I say, we're at 16. Yeah. 5, 6. That's still a hit. So he takes another hit. And ouch. Okay. So we're still firing. Now we're firing with these two guys, these two batteries. Again, that's 8, 4. Okay, that's gonna be times 1. But they do get a +1 for being heavy. 5, 6, I don't think that's gonna be enough with 8. You gotta have at least an 8, I think. See, 8, you have to have at least, yeah, an 8. So, okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to cover all of the possible units. Not really. I should be going back and forth between the French and the Russian, but this is, we're just trying to take care of what's here before I'm moving around the map. So I do have a unit right there in column. Strength of 2. They're light. 5. Okay. 4. 5 is still, let's see, 1, 2, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is still times 1. 2, they're in column, so that's going to give me a +2. So that's the best option. So +2. 10 becomes 12. At a strength of 2, that's going to be a hit. Okay. All right, so let's move around, see what else we have. Okay, I do have this artillery unit here, but he doesn't have anybody to fire at. Because one thing is, this unit here is blocking his line of sight. Because if the target is on a higher level, then the obstruction is closer to the firing unit, it blocks. So So that, and let's see, looking around, we're looking for, oh, I see some. I see one. Okay, so so we've got these guns here. Let's see how many we got. Okay, just 2. Okay. And they're going to fire at those lancers right there. That's a range of 1, 2. That's going to be times 2. So now we're at 4. 9. Is that going to be enough? Yes. Okay. So let's drop that one over. And then if we look inside, I think there's let's see, where are they? Right there. Here. Okay. So if they turn, well, they can just stay like that. If they turn like this, it's the same, basically the same. Now this unit can't fire because of this unit here in front. It could fire here, here, and here, but not here. So it's going to be this. Does have a line of sight to these guys here. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's going to be times 2. So we're looking at a strength of 4. 5's not enough. So. And then if we look at this right here, really okay, if he's evading, okay, he could end up, okay, where he moves here and then here. But see, I think they would need to do that at the beginning, not at this moment, because now this unit is not, okay, he'd have to fire here, which is much further away. So really and I think that's probably the way the rules read, and I'm just going across and doing it instead of doing it before. I'm trying to save time, I guess, but so I need to go through there and do all of my movement of turning my artillery or even infantry units. And then also doing any evading, units that are adjacent. All right, let's see what else I might be missing here. Okay, I think the only other, I'm gonna have to move over here. is actually going to be over here. All right, so I've got this artillery, and there's 2 batteries there, and they're going to fire here, these cuirassiers. So we got 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 4 times 2. Okay, it's 8. And I rolled an 8. There's going to be a hit. Yes. Okay, so those cuirassiers have to take a hit. All right. Now I'm not going to put. I'm not going to put any. Nobody's in this line. Okay. I'm not going to put smoke markers because it's going to be fairly easy for me to just work up and finish these last few off. So right there we've got column versus column. So we're going to have a strength of, I think he's still got at least 2. Yeah, he's got 4 left. So strength of 2 plus 1 for the target being in column. 7, 8 is not enough. And then now just the return fire, or the fire from the Russian unit now. Same thing, plus 1, strength of 2. Ooh, 11, 12. So that'll be a hit. Now he's at 3. All right. And then if we move around, same thing, we got this here. Now the difference there is we've got the unit in line against column. So the French are firing, going to have a strength of 2, and the unit's in line, so no positive modifier. 5's not enough. Now the Russian unit fires back. That is strength of 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 with a plus 1 for the target column. 10, 11 and 8. There's 2 hits. It's one of the dangers of being in column, and you're up there against the line. And then over here, so this unit has got, okay. All right, so this unit is in the village, okay, obstructed terrain. So they can only fire with a strength of 2. And the target is in column, so this is a plus 1. We got 9, 10, think that's enough. Yeah, you need 11. Now, the Russian unit is not going to, they can fire, but they're not going to get any hits. There's a -3 for units in obstructed terrain. So a -3 with only firing with a strength of 2, you can't. There's no possible way to get a hit. So, and so that ends the fire phase, the simultaneous fire phase. Back here, move these heavy dice, just get them out of the way there. So we're gonna get a pretty good image. The purple dice here is just identifying where Benningsen's at. I like to use a block. It's not provided with the game. It's for my own benefit, also for yours, so you kind of know where the army leader's at. I do the same thing with Napoleon over here. Usually I put the block on top of them, so we know specifically where they're at and what's going on. So now what I have to do is I have to go through here and, well, before I start removing the smoke markers, I've got to go over here and do the stand rolls for these units here that need to check to see if they stand. All right, so we'll do, it really doesn't matter. We can do this one. Well, we need to do the one where it left. Okay, so we'll do this first. It's the square in which the unit was eliminated. So to stand, unit is Russian, so they get a +1. Okay. Adjacent friendly unit is eliminated, or unit in the same hex. That's -2, so we got a -1. Leader present, so now we're going to be at 0. Okay. And then we have to check, is there enemy cavalry within 3 hexes? Yes. So now that's going to be -2. So we're going to be at a -2. And we're going to have to retreat. I rolled a 4. So they will take a loss.
Jerry is here.
Let's see. Okay, so they're going to take a loss and then have to retreat. So, let's see, 1, 2. Pull out a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they go all the way back there. All right. So now we have to check these guys. Okay. So we'll check with this one. Cavalry's not close by, but they don't have a leader. So it's going to be -2. They're Russian, so +1. So it's going to be -1. 4 becomes 3. So they also will vacate. Uh, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they don't get to change their facing. And we got this roll here, which is actually going to have to be 2. There's 2 units here. Okay, we'll start with the top one. There's going to be cavalry close by. So we're at, what are we at? Eliminated unit -2, Russian +1, so we're at -1. But we're also cavalry close by, so we're at -3. Okay, but unit is in restricted terrain, so that's +1. So it's going to be -2. Okay, they still retreated. So they take a loss, and I guess they would go back to their column coming out of there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can move back there, and then if this unit here retreats, okay, it's going to be the same. So they're going to be at -2. Okay, rolled 7, -2 is a 5. So they take a loss. Okay. And retreat. They would revert back to column. So what is this here? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they've got to go back to the same. They got to retreat with the same units. So, all right. So I'm going to stop right there, even though I don't have but a couple more activations. But I've got something I've got to take care of. So I'm going to stop right there. We've got, let's see. So we've got well, we're going to have 2 more activations, one way or the other. So don't know who actually it'll be, but I think that those 2 activations are going to be pretty key to what's going on so far, with especially with the Russians beginning to get around behind. Even though those cavalry units can activate, it'll be somewhere else, but still that's troubling for the French. So don't forget to go check out Sound of Drums at soundoffdrumsgames.com, and also Chessix at chessix.com. And come on back for the next video. I thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.